All right, we're going to watch Kathryn's breaststroke here. And as we're watching the breaststroke, Kathryn, make sure you check the notes. We try to give you some tips of things that we see that you're doing really well, different things that we see you can do a little bit better. So do try to kind of go back over the notes every now and again. You can look at those before meets, before practices, even after practices, just to see different things that we've seen that we'd like to think you could focus on, or things that you're doing really, really good. Love the body position in the water on your breaststroke here. Good job of engaging that kick, and a good strong kick. Kathryn, I think you've come a really long way, and you continue to just get stronger and faster, and love how hard you work at practice every time. Let's make sure we don't go quite so deep in that turn, but those are all things that we can work on and we can fix. Nice job of watching the hand come off that wall, but the streamline definitely is something that we need to work on. So we're going to start this over here, and we're going to kind of take it step by step and see if we can try and help you out here. The first thing is you start that breaststroke here. You do a good job of getting your head down in that stroke. Let's try not to go quite so deep where we have to come back up. You want to try to make sure you're shooting your hands forward as best you can. The kind of up and down movement isn't a breaststroke that we want to see. We want to make sure that those arms are always pushing forward, not down. We do like right here your kick. Love how you're turning your ankles out. That's fantastic. As you're getting to the finished part of that kick, right here, you can see that you started to press those hands out. But the interesting thing is your palms are facing towards each other at the very first part of that start. You got to make sure that when you start that the breaststroke, that you make sure that you press those hands out. You don't want to have them facing together. So make sure you face them out. So as we get into that stroke here, you can see right now that you finally get your hands out. You're already about a third or quarter of the way done with that pull, with no actual pulling of the water. So do make sure you press those hands out earlier. As you start to scoop in, you do a great job of getting that head up early. That's fantastic. Your hands are coming right underneath your chin, and they're a little bit high in that water. We don't want them quite so high. You want to break the surface a little bit, but not quite as high as you are. Again, you can kind of see that by keeping your hands together in that prayer, okay, you're missing the very first part of that stroke. So do make sure as your hands are going forward, start to turn them down so you almost have palms down, so that when you start that stroke, you're able to get your hands catching that water just a little bit quicker. Right here, as we're finishing that kick, body line here is perfect in the water. You're nice and high in the water. Your eyes are looking down. That's great. Your hands are pushing forward, and your toes are actually pointed in towards each other, which means you're really doing a good job of finishing that kick. Excellent, excellent, excellent job here. Head comes up. You look like you're getting your shoulders up high in that water. Do try not to get those elbows out of the water. We'll see what it looks like above water, but make sure those elbows aren't coming up quite as high as it looks like they are right there. We'll look at that again. As you start to engage that kick, you can see that you're bringing your legs right into your hips really, really well. You've already got that ankle turned out, and you're ready to really do a great whip kick, Kathryn. Excellent kick. All right, as we get into our last stroke here, before we've been trying to stay pretty straight, and you can see this is a much more succinct dive. Okay, you're going way down deep, and we want to make sure you're going a little bit more forward. Not down and up so much, okay? As you get in that wall, you can see that you've got your upper part of your back completely out. We want to see you try to keep those shoulders at water depth. And your feet are both facing the side, but we want to see you stack those feet on top of each other. All right, I think as we get into that breaststroke here, you start to see that they stay side by side. Make sure you really tuck those feet up. Love how you're looking up as your hand is coming right behind your head. That looks pretty good, but your feet and your knees are kind of facing this direction here. What we want to do is have your feet facing more like this, and I'm going to go the direction you are, and then your knees a little bit higher in that water. So we don't want to be quite so much sideways, but a little bit more up on an angle. As we come off that wall real quick, you can see that you're not streamlined tightly at all. You got your hands kind of side by side. We want them stacked one on top of the other. You got your head almost looking forward a little bit. We want that chin tucked a little bit better than what we have right there. Okay, so we've got to make sure that streamline gets much tighter than what we see. As you do that, as you do come off the wall, you do a good job of holding that streamline for 3 seconds. But what we want to do before you start to pull is work on doing that dolphin kick. Do a dolphin kick, then wait a second, then start to pull. On your pull here, make sure from this point all the way here to the front of your thighs, it's a little bit stronger. Make sure these legs are a little bit together too. You got your legs a little separated. But make sure it's really strong and snap those legs to the front of your thighs. And as you can see right here, you kind of snap your legs out to the side of your thighs. Get them right here on top of your thighs, or I guess underneath your thighs. This position here with your eyes looks good. That's a good body position. So if you get those hands in, you're going to be perfect. As you start to do your underwater kick, it's a little long holding that pull. You only want about 2 seconds. That was about 3 seconds. As you start to do that underwater kick, you do a good job of finishing all the way through. You don't want to lift your head up to look forward. Keep that head down. You want to keep your spine in line all the way through. I just want to rewind real quick to show you one other thing. As your hands come up, you want to make sure your hands are sliding up your body the entire way, okay? So you've got your elbows way out to the side, which is causing a lot of drag out here and out here. You want to take your hands from your thighs and just slide them all the way up. Turn your hands in, get your elbows close to your body, slide them up your belly button all the way through your chin, and then get into your stroke, okay? As you get into your first stroke here, you press those hands out, and your hands start to press down right as your head comes above the water. That's great. Excellent job. Way to go, Kathryn.